Is it my hair? Oh no. Oh, wait, is it? Oh yeah, it is. Testing my audio, testing. Testing
Testing my audio, testing.
Very cool, that sounds way better. Oh, what? Why is my signal not that good? Damn. Why is my stream not doing that well? In terms of health. Bro. Do I have some other stuff up? No, I don't. Do I? What's going on? It's not that. Maybe it's that buffering? I don't know. Alright, time to use these because the audio is way better. Testing. Yeah, should work. Yeah, cool. Alright.
Controller, and I'll admit that was a pretty long video. This video will give you a little bit of a break. This will be shorter because we're going to talk all about project organization. And actually, I shouldn't say all about, because we'll be continuing to thread it in throughout the videos as the project grows and grows and grows. I'll be
What? Why is it not receiving enough? Apologies about the buffering, I guess, if that's occurring. Don't know if it is for you guys. Weird. Okay. Very weird. All right. Let's start.
talking about it. We'll be creating new folders and all that stuff. But I do want to throw out one giant disclaimer here. This is project organization. This is a very subjective topic, right? Like how you organize something and how you like things to be placed, like that's going to be different for everybody. Like we all know, like programming is a highly opinionated profession. Like you've been on Twitter, right? You've seen it. So again,
I haven't. Oh, my internet is. What's with my internet? My signal.
opinionated profession. Like you've been on
Okay,
Twitter.
this is working now. If anyone's in here, can you let me know if how the stream is, if it's bad or good? Actually, I'll go have a quick look at it. this. I'm just gonna have a look at my stream right now. Well, it actually seems fine. Maybe it's some bug. It seems fine. Okay, whatever. Well, it actually seems fine. Literally said that. Okay. Maybe it's some bug. Let's close that. So yeah, some bug. Some bug. How is my audio? I think it's okay. I'll turn it up a little bit more because I'm actually using my Mac. My Mac now, my Mac's mic. Not the one next to my mouth. It's a better audio device.
Right, you've seen it. So again, this is just my way. Just like I said in the intro, this is how I do it. For everybody, but at least you can see how I do it, how I organize my projects. So what we're going to do is we're going to create some basic folders to start. Again, we'll be adding folders to this as the project grows and expands.
Can I make this larger and still show everything? Hold on, let me what is this? This one, yeah. How do I know what that is? Chat item. Oh, I don't know if I can. Is there not a way to do that? Hey. Safari doesn't even show up. What? Where's Safari? There it is. I wonder if I... Hold on. Let me see. It's not there. Okay. Damn. That sucks. What the hell is bento box? Okay. Oh, hold on. Application capture. Safari. There we go. That's awesome. Oh, perfect.
And then we're going to talk about the architecture.
Cool.
We're using MVC for this project, and I'll give you my little architecture rant. We'll get into that. But first, let's start organizing this giant pile of files over here on the left. Now I know many of you out there might be looking for the textbook answer, right? You want a nice clean model folder, a nice clean view folder, and then a controller folder, right? Get that nice MVC folder. That ain't happening. That's just not how I organize my code. I find that to be, I don't know, I think you have to like dig too deep for that. So anyway, let's start creating some basic folders here. So the first folder I create, if you go hit on the GitHub followers folder, do new group to get the folder, is I do one called screens, which again is basically the view controllers, right? So this could easily...
And you know what? I'm gonna make this one also a application capture, which is gonna be Xcode. Yeah, boy. And then I can make Xcode full screen if I want to at some point. And it won't bug out. Actually, you know what? F it. Just do window capture Xcode. Yep. Okay, cool. That's fine for me. Let's go.
To be called controllers. I get it. I call mine screens. So the screen we have right answer, right? You want a nice clean model folder, a nice clean view folder, and then a controller folder, right? Get that nice MVC folder. That ain't happening. That's just not how I organize my code. I find that to be, I don't know, I think you have to like dig too deep for that. So anyway, let's start creating some basic folders here. So the first folder I create, if you go hit on the GitHub followers folder, do new group to get the folder, is I do one called screens, which again is basically the view controllers, right? So this could easily be called...
Hold on. There's no new group here. Is that old? New group from selection, new folder from selection, for it to group. There's no new group. Holy, no. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Is new group just a, oh, what? There's new group. But I can't add new group to here? Is it just not, what's, hold on. What's the difference here?
Folders, I get it.
New group here. Organize your source code logically. There's gotta be something on here. So a group is a collection of resources, and a folder is a file system directory that you reference from your project. Ah, okay. So when it said digital, that's what it meant. Got it. I got it.
all mine screens. So the screens we have right now are the search VC, so let's drag that in there. We have the favorites list VC, drag that in there, and we have the follower list VC. The only screen we're missing is this user info VC you see here. That'll come later. And the reason I do the screens folder is because I do like to logically group things based on like actual screens in the app. Even though a lot of the screens are made up of like reusable views, but this way I know that like, hey, what screen is that? Because that's how, I don't know, at least in my development experience and career, like we refer to things as like, oh, it's the login screen or whatever screen.
Whoa,
so that's how
glitching.
I logically organize things in my head. So that's how I like to reflect in my folder structure. So the next folder I typically do, and again, we're not going to do every single folder right now, we'll build those as it grows because that's more logical, is a custom views. So new group, and again, this can be the views folder, right? And we're going to get into the whole MVC definition, what is what, later in the video, but I want to get this organized first. So you do custom views, and that's where we put in things like this GF button, GF text field, title label, body label. This kind of stuff goes into custom views. And we'll break this down later as we build more of these. Right now I'm just going to keep these 4 in there, but I'll break this down even further into like labels, buttons, views, you know, more specific on like what they are. Because as you can see, we have 2 labels already, and I believe we're going to add another label later. So you know, I break it down even.
So this is views that custom views that you create to reuse, and these are actual screens that are displayed that you use the views in. Oh, he organizes it so weirdly.
Into that, but for now, custom views.
Just doing what he's doing, so we don't lose control of anything here.
You see, we have. I'll make this bigger. We have our UI view controller extension. I always make a folder specifically for extensions because typically, I mean, you're not going to see it so much in this project, but in my typical projects, I have a lot of extensions. You know, like the string extension I just showed you. There's usually always a date extension for all the date stuff you got to do. There's always a view controller extension. There's usually a UI view extension. So the extension folder usually gets pretty big. You're not going to see that in this project. I think we're going to have 2 extensions. But I always have the extensions folder. And you're seeing all these are at the top level right now. Eventually, again, as the project grows, we're gonna, you know, organize it as we go. But, you know, I'll have like extensions, utilities, you know, and I'll put those all in one like helper type folder. And again, I think, like, why I'm doing this kind of over time is I think if I created my whole structure right now with nothing in it, it might be more confusing than helpful. However, I feel like if we build this organizational structure as we're actually building this stuff, that'll make more sense. So let's drag the UI view controller extension there. And then even though this alert VC is a whole view controller, not just a view, I do put that in my custom views, and then usually I'll have like a view controllers folder in there. Because you're gonna see later on in the video, like I mentioned in the intro, here on the user info screen, you know, that little card that has like the GitHub repo stuff, like that's its own view.
Is there not a way to like sort this? Sort by, no, there isn't. Where was it again? Edit. Sort by name. Let's quickly go into the settings here. Look at these themes. And change the color of something here. Cursor selection, yeah, okay. Oh, interesting. Change the type of cursor. Almost fine, I think. Reject literal capture names. Project class, project constants, project properties and globals. Let's change this one to what he has, which is like a sea foam color. Actually, oh. Dude. That's the one I want. How do you remove these? What the? I can put it. A color in there? Holy shit. Oh my god. I want that color. Do I have to do it manually? I have to do it manually? So annoying. I hate this bug. They're gonna be slightly off. That pisses me off. Hold on a sec. Else. What does this say? I don't know how to describe this issue. Huh? You can get rid of it here? Holy shit, that's old. Maybe I'll just pick a specific color. Maybe that works better. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. File, settings, this here. Can I pick? Here we go. Look at that. That's bullshit. Can I save that? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. There we go. Fuck that other thing. So bad. Let's go a little bit more, like that, yeah. There we go. Cool, that's what I wanted. Strings are orange. Class names. Class, project heading. Console, no. Keywords. What else can we change here? Project type. What is this? Class. Wait. Oh, hold on. This is okay. This didn't change the. I want these to be different.
The header with the username and bio and all that stuff, that's in there because you're going to see later on in the video, like I mentioned in the intro, here on the user info screen. You know,
I like the usage of these here. What else can I? Can I also change this? Is it this? Hold on, let me change this and see if I can undo it. No, I can't. So let's go in here, copy this, and see what it changes. Oh yeah, okay. This is fun. Change the color of these. No, white ones, no. White's not the right one. I kind of want that, like, purple style. I like that, actually. But the background is a bit too dark, maybe, for it. Let me get off that. Huh? What the hell? What's this contacts thing? Dude. Okay, that's so weird. Alright. Get out. Bro, get out of here. This contacts thing. So weird. What's happening? I'll have to fix it later. Oh my god, it's like bugged on the screen. That changes that as well. I want that. What can I do to make that reality? Background. Should change the background to just something brighter. Is that the key to doing this? Is that the key to this? A brighter background? Ooh, or darker background. A darker could be better. There we go. That seems good. Layer dot corner radius. What is that? Is that this? Other constants. Is that this? Let me copy this. No. Other functions and method names. Other properties and globals. It's probably this one, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, I like that color. Watch me start to get confused because of the colors that I'm not used to. I feel like if you try to do pastel in here, it doesn't really come out right. I'm thinking maybe brown, perhaps, mayhaps. Maybe that color, kinda-ish. Like a taupey kind of style color. Ugh. Maybe that. Let's see how we go with that. Let's see if I fucked myself.
That little card that has like the GitHub repo stuff, like that's its own view controller. The header with the username and bio and all that stuff, that's its own view controller. So those reusable components I like to put into the custom views in a view controller.
Okay, hold on. There's a weird bug with this right now. I think. Hold on, I have to reopen it. What? It's still there. Oh, hold on. No, it's my. Is it Xcode? It's Xcode bug. Hold on, I actually got to fully close Xcode. It's bugged out. Fully bugged out. All right, let's open that up. Okay, there we go. Is that working? No, so let me recapture it. There we go. Cool. We've done it. Jesus Christ, let's. Okay.
In this organization, we'll get more granular and more in-depth as we expand and build the project. And then lastly, just because, usually this will be like the folder structure, all this stuff right here, I usually create a folder, new group, just called support. And that's where I put in like the app delegate, scene delegate, all this extra stuff kind of goes into the catch-all. So I'll open those back up just to show you all the organization. So that is the basics of our organization. Again, we're going to go in depth as the project expands.
Wait, but where do you put the... Oh, all this stuff goes in. Wait, but this is a... Hold on. What? It looks oh my god. It looks different. That's why it's yeah. Is this a problem? You know what? I'm not gonna mess this up here. I don't want there to be some weird, because when I click that, oh, actually it's fine. I can just, it's just a folder. Okay. Thank God. Delete the folder. There you go.
So let's shift the topic to the architecture and the MVC, because that's what we're going to use. Why we're using MVC, what MVC is, and just my general thoughts on architectures. So I want to start off with this tweet by Sam Jarman, another developer out on Twitter. Give him a follow. He's a good follow. It says, "We're still getting this wrong, folks. Design patterns are abstract ways of arranging code meant to be applied to your unique code base and requirements. Here's the key thing. It's not a template that you have to contort your code into." So here's my spiel on like architectures, because I think a lot of people that are just learning, at least I guess based on the questions I see in my comments and on Twitter, everybody's so focused on like MVC, Viper, MVVM, which one is it? And then you got to contort your code to fit that template, and that's what the picture says. You know, iOS developers, any design patterns come along and they're like, is this a code template? Like there's no code template. Like these architectures are just a guideline, right? Like nothing's perfect. You try to, again, a guideline is the best word to put it. Like you don't have to contort and squeeze your code into this strict box. Like that's not what it's all about. Really all that matters, like here's what it's all about. Like, is your code easy to understand? Is it like logically organized, kind of like we just talked about? Is it easy to kind of navigate and reason about how your code is structured? And then the big one, like, can it be expanded on? Because you can structure your code so it's just this like tightly bound, very coupled thing to where if you were to add a new feature to that,
I want to change this as well. Let me copy that. Copy. I swear that wasn't the color that... Look at this. Why does it... Was that what I had? I don't know. I feel like that's not what I had, to be honest. Anyway, we have that, correct? Yep. And then I want to change this one as well, which is really ugly, which is probably this, right? Oh no. How can you reset this? I don't know what I've done, so I'm just gonna project function and method names. That's probably it there. There you go. I want calling functions to be slightly different. Yeah, that looks good. That looks cool, actually. Yeah, like a slightly pastelish. That looks good. Yeah, cool.
You just can't, because everything's so tightly coupled, right? Whereas, you know, if your code is easily to expand upon, whereas like we're doing, we have all these reusable components, right? Our title label, our body label, you're gonna see more and stuff of the reusable stuff. Like, that means your code is expandable, right? You can easily build features into it. So really that's you know,
what is happening with him? He's bugged out.
Like that. I think people are too focused on what architecture do I use. Like, it's just, I mean, I use MVC. MVC is Apple's recommended architecture. It's like the classic. I think MVC will work, you know, 90% of the time if you do it right. A lot of people's gripe with MVC is that you get massive view controllers. It's too messy. And again, like I showed in the intro, here's my lines of code on this project. Like, my largest view controller, you see this whole project, and I'll admit, it's not a crazy complex project, but it's not like nothing. And my longest view controller is 200 lines of code. And again, I know many of you out there like may struggle with a 500 line view controller on just a basic view. So if you use what we're doing, right, the typical MVC where you're abstracting all your views out of there, right? Like, the key here is like, does my view controller need to know about this? That's something you should always ask yourself. And the key is yanking that out into a GF title label, right? And then just use that. So anyway, proper MVC in my mind, you're not going to get massive view controllers. Again, as always with anything in programming, there's always exceptions, right? Nothing is absolute. For the most part, you'll be fine. But anyway, sorry I went on a little bit of a rant there. I think most beginners out there focus way too much on architecture. I'm not going to say it's not important, but like Sam says, it's not a template to contort your code into. It's a guideline. That being said, let's talk about MVC, because that's what we're using. We're using the guideline of MVC. We're not, you know, shoving our code in the MVC small box. So talk about model. So what models are anything like your networking layer, persistence, your objects. Like, we're going to use a follower object and a user object. A little sneak peek of what we're going to build next video. So that kind of stuff is like your model. And then your views are what we've been building, right? We've been building the GF title label. If you went ahead and did the homework and built the GF alert container view, right? Like, those views, this custom stuff, that's your view stuff. And then the controller is essentially the view controllers, right? The search VC, the stuff like that. So with again, back to what I said a little bit ago, I think one simple thing that will really help you just conform to MVC, it's not crazy complicated, always ask yourself, does my view controller need to know about this? And if the answer is no, think about abstracting it away. And again, that's not a absolute rule of thumb, right? This is just a guideline, something you strive for. I'm not saying that if there's one line of code your view controller doesn't need to know about, you're bad, you're wrong. Like, no, chill. So let's use this example of that container view, right? Here in the code I wrote, if you didn't do your homework, you see that all this, you know, configuration of the UI, right? We're setting the corner radius, we're setting the border. Like, the view controller does not need to know about that. So that stuff should be abstracted away. And the stuff a view controller does need to know about.
Where is this? Configure container view. I want to look at mine. Configure container view. Wait. Oh wait, we didn't do that yet. Wait, why are the... okay. I need these to be different too. That's what these were that I accidentally... Huh? No. It's not that. It's no. Project type names, no. What is it actually? It looks like that. It's not that. Where's the really white? No. Project type, no. Wait. What is it? Is there a way to tell what that is? What is it? No, I'm coding in Xcode actually. But yes, it is well, I think that would automatically give away that I'm coding in Swift. It's not that. Is it this? Let me copy that. Can't be, right? That's that, yeah. What is it then? Is it? No, it's not plain text. Is there a way to? No, that doesn't do it. Bro. No, this is my, it's not my project, but it's, I'm making it, basically. I'm going through this, like, tutorial thing because he teaches you, what he's teaching you is, like, what you need to know, basically, for, like, an interview. But yeah, I've made a few things recently. I've made, like, an Etsy tracking app and like profit checking app, and then I've made like a stretching app as well. I'm still working on them. They're not complete yet, but I've gotten to a point where I've like at least set up some stuff with the stretching app, and then with the Etsy app a lot of stuff works, but it's not quite ready. I've made some other random apps and stuff, but I'm not that pro, so I'm just I'm still learning. But I'm trying to figure out what this actually is called, because I don't know. It's not that, right? It cannot be that. It is that. That is plain text. Wait, then what is labeled as plain text? Like, what is... That is a property, so... I kinda... Wait, what else changes here? Oh, so much changes. Okay. Ooh, in that case. Oh, I need to check something actually. I need to check if this... God damn it, I hate UIKit. I hate it. Compared to Swift, it sucks. Where do we do this? Is it here? Yeah. For each... Wait. List. Oh, hold on. Import SwiftUI. There you go. For each. There you go. Pretty ugly. No, that's not what I wanted to do. For each data slash ID slash dot name or whatever, and then item in. Okay, so that and that's plain text. Oh, okay. Right. I just wanted to see what it would what would change here in a for each in particular. So that literally changes all the freaking enclosures and stuff. Enclosures? Closures. Would there be a good color for that? Besides white? That could be fun, you know? Maybe white's kind of the... There's no way to, yeah, it's kind of... It really darkens the entire project, honestly. What about any of these? Oh, that's... I mean, that's bright enough, but... This will get way too confusing. I think it needs to stay white. That's cool, actually. But it's not that readable. Nah, I think it needs to stay white. Just comparing what they look like if you just go down slightly to like a tint. Nah, okay, we're just gonna stay white with that. Just want to see what that would do. Okay. Oh, nice. Some of you have started just recently coding. That's cool. I envy you 2+ year people. All right, let's delete that. We don't need, oh, we don't need that. We don't need that. There we go. Yeah. Cool. I like how it's looking. Let's go.
Is like how to lay it out, right? Like constraints.
It's gonna be bugged.
Controllers got to know about that. What text to show on the GF title label. View controllers got to know about that. So again, I think just conforming again at this beginner level, you're trying to get your first job. Just conforming to that. Does my view control need to know about this? I think will go a long way towards cleaning up your code. And backing up to the big picture here, I know I just went on a little bit of a rant, but I said it earlier. Like programming is like there's 100 different ways to do like everything, and it's a very opinionated profession. So I just want to stress, like what I say is my opinion. It doesn't mean another way of doing things isn't correct. It won't work. Like there's 100 different ways to do things. Do what works best for you. And a little note about taking advice, like for me, like you have to remember everybody's advice.
This part's about organization.
Style has been shaped by their experiences. For example, my career, I spent my whole career at early stage startups, contracting, and independent app development. So all that is based off of like literally like creating projects from scratch, building the initial MVP, getting the initial launch going. That's a different programming environment than somebody working at Google on a team of 150 iOS developers, right? Those development practices, habits, styles are going to be completely different than the small company, small iOS team, small startup style. And like, they're just, I'm not saying one is better than the other.
I've been coding for, I'm just gonna, like, I've done it on and off, but what I'm gonna say is I'm just gonna go with my consistently learning and working on it point, which in reality I would say was 7-ish months ago, I think. 8, maybe? Actually, no. I want to say I started getting back into coding properly like 8 months ago, but like I went hardcore on it, let's say 5 months ago. So not that long, to be honest. But I work on it every day, like constantly and consistently. So I feel that I am developing quite a lot of skills quite quickly compared to someone who might be like, let's say, doing a degree. Because and also at the same time, like one of the benefits of me actually, and this is an admission here, kind of addicted to doing this because I love coding, is that one of the benefits of like pretty much being addicted to it is being able to learn it faster, being more interested to learn it, and being able to develop skills faster, which will let me hopefully get a job faster. So I find that pretty awesome.
It's just there's different phases of development, and throughout each phase, going from initial product to billions of users, all through that spectrum of time, like different phases require different coding practices. And again, when you get advice from someone, maybe they've spent their whole career at a large company and that's all they know. So just remember, you're getting advice from that angle. And when I give you advice, you're getting advice from the small startup, building the MVP from scratch angle. And it's your job to kind of discern like where their advice is coming from and is it applicable to what you're doing. Anyway, another little rant on like how to take advice, but I think that all comes into play with this architecture stuff because there's so many opinions out there about this. And I kind of go on this rant because I empathize with you out there just learning. Like you're probably getting so many different like thoughts on especially something like architecture that you don't know what to make of it. And to be honest with you, like nobody does, right? It's because it's so different for everybody. Like it's just the common programming thing, right? It depends. It's a horrible answer, but it's always the truth. Like what architecture should I use? I don't know. It depends. It's like opening up a toolbox and saying what tool should I use without knowing what job you have to do. Like it's a ridiculous question. So anyway, that's my architecture rant. Hopefully you got a little bit of MVC. We're going to be building out this folder structure more and more as the project grows. On to the next video, which is going to be planning our network calls.
All right, let's move on. This is gonna probably be somewhat new for me.
We discuss project organization and just the MVC overall architecture of our app. In this video, we're going to move on to the beginnings of making our first network call, right? Because where we're at in the app is we're passing the username over to the follower list screen. Now that we have the username, we need to make the network call to get the list of followers, right? That's where we're at. So we're going to do some planning to prepare for our network calls and kind of set up our model, right? We're going to have a follower object and then eventually a user object for when the user taps on the follower and pulls up the user info modal. So we're going to work on setting up those models and just this.
Well, oh, I think my keyboard just died. Hold on a sec. I gotta plug it in. How could this have happened? How could this have happened? Okay, there we go. Plug that. Speaking of holding on, wait, where's my other? Oh yeah, there it is. I'm just gonna grab a drink real quick before I continue this. Are you alive, keyboard? Yes, you are, I guess. It's alive, but it's... Where's the lighting on it? Oh, there we go. Cool. One sec. Drink. There's a bird on my balcony and I had to shoo it away. I don't want it shitting on my balcony. So many birds do that here.
Discuss our network call overall before we go ahead and write that network call in the next
What
video.
the?
So here we are looking at the GitHub documentation.
Oh my god, it's bugged.
If I scroll down again to the right, this users, kind of what we talked about last time. And then if I scroll down over again on the right, make it above my head here, you'll see followers. So we're going to click on that and list followers of a user, right? So you can see we're doing GitHub users.
Let's go back a little bit. Kind of
before we go ahead and write that network call in the next video. So here we are looking at the GitHub documentation. If I scroll down again to the right, this users, kind of what we talked about last time. And then if I scroll down over again on the right, make it above my head here, you'll see followers. So we're going to click on that and list followers of a user, right? So you can see we're doing GitHub users. We're going to pass in the username and then do /followers to get their list of followers. And if I scroll down to the response, you can see here, if you're astute, you may notice that this is different than the user information we got. Because remember, the username had things like followers, public repos, company name, email. This doesn't have that. It has a bunch of URLs to get like other stuff, but right now we're going to create our follower object. So if you look at the collection view we're going to build, like what does the follower object need? Well, you can see we just need the avatar and the login. So if I look at the JSON, I have the login here, and I have the avatar URL. Cool. So our follower model is actually going to be relatively small because we're just taking from the list of followers. So actually, let's talk about, you see here this page 2, page 5. Let's actually talk about pagination real quick, because if you saw in the app, when you scroll down to the bottom, well, first of all, we're pulling in 100 users. And when you scroll to the bottom, we're pulling in the next 100 users. So let's talk about pagination and how I found pagination. Like, we're not going to build it now. We're just going to talk about like where I got it. So it actually took a little bit of digging, and this may be the case for whatever API you're using. I had to click on guides up here on the right. And if you scroll down a little bit here, you'll see one of the categories is traversing with pagination. Sounds like what we wanted. So when I clicked on that, this gives me the information here, the basics of pagination right here. So you can see the default, I'm going to get 30 followers back by default. Now, that's what I started with, full disclosure, when I was building this. But it felt like I was making so many network calls because in my collection view, like scrolling through 30.
So I'm assuming that you just pagination is like, this is just GitHub's the way GitHub's API is set up, how pagination works when it comes to using this API, I'm assuming, because I don't really know that much about APIs and how they all work.
Doesn't take very long, right? So I decided to land on the number 100, and I don't know, that's just what I landed on. You could have done 75, you could have done 60 to minimize like the data going back and forth on each network call. Maybe that would speed up the network call a little bit, depending on how many you're getting back. But I decided to use 100. And again, back to the second part of the interview, I think having that conversation, saying like, yes, I decided to use 100. But, you know, if we discover the network calls are taking too long, maybe we can drop that down to 50, 60. You know, we can kind of turn that knob to dial it in if need be. So cool, here's where I know I can specify up to 100, because the maximum is 100. And it says, let me see how to do that here. Changing the number of items received. Passing the per page parameter, you can specify how many items you want on each page to return, up to 100 items. So here you can see per page in my URL is going to equal 50. Well, that's our example. We're going to put 100 in there. And then if we scroll up a bit, I kind of scrolled past it, but now you can like determine the pages, right? So you can pass in the page as a parameter. Like the page is always going to start at 1. So for example, if I wanted the second, let me back up. So when we do our network call, we're going to get page 1 and 100 users. But now when we do the pagination, when you scroll down to the bottom, as you see on the screen, when we get to the bottom of that, now we want to get page 2 of 100 users. And then when you scroll down, now we're getting page 3 of 100 users. So we're going to do that in code in a later video, but I wanted to show you like where I discovered how to do the pagination in the GitHub Documents API. So again, the page gives me a page of how many users. We can specify that. We're going to specify 100 users. So again, back to
Okay.
like why I'm going through this. This is like the planning of the network call. You want to look up all this stuff before you start coding, just to make sure you know what you're trying to do is possible and it's feasible. So let's go back to the reference where we were. Again, back down to users and the followers. You click on that. So again, if we scroll down, we can see here this followers URL. This is kind of what we're going to use here. So they do give you the URL here, but it doesn't have the base URL of the api.github. You can get the actual URL by doing this followers URL right here. What we're going to do is we're going to do the curl for my actual username here. So again, type in curl in your terminal, paste that in, delete the octocat name. You can type in your name if you like, SALEN 0400, and because again, I always like to see like the actual network thing that I'm going to get back. So as you see here, here's a list of, I have 200 something followers, but we only got like the first 30 because we didn't specify a page number. But you can see, here's my list of followers. You can see we're gonna get the login, we're gonna get the avatar URL, and then all this stuff doesn't really matter. Like, we're not gonna use that. So now that we've kind of seen this URL in action, we have an idea of the data we're gonna get back. Let's construct our first model. Let's construct our follower object. So back in Xcode, on GH followers, do new group, because now we're gonna create our model folder. And in that model folder, so now right click on the model folder, do new file, and I just do a Swift file. Like I said, we're building out our folder structure as we go from here on out. So this is just going to be called a follower. Create. It's going to be a struct called follower. And because we're going to use Codeable in our networking, got to conform to Codeable. And it's going to have a var of a login. And that's going to be a string. And it's going to have a var of, so when you use Codeable, this is a good thing. I'm just typing these in. I should really show these. Let me go back to the internet. When you use Codeable, come on.
Okay, hold on. I want, all of these should be the same color. So, as much as I like that, maybe it's not the right color to go with. I think this is the right color to go with. So, this, yeah, let's do that. There you go. And this is, wait, did that change color? Huh? What the frick? Do these auto change color or what? 230. It's not that. Why are these so similar? Class names. Not that. Is it that one? Other type names? Yeah. I want that one to be, that one could be the purple one. That's his style. Purple, no. What's this here? Yeah, I like that color. I don't know if it's too, it's not too dark, is it? That's okay, right? Maybe that, actually? A little bit brighter? I can actually go, but yeah, there we go. Let's go with that.
Actually, we'll just pull up the terminal, same thing. When you use Codeable, your variable names have to match what's in the data structure, with a caveat that we're going to talk about in a second. So login has to match that login. I can't like say username, I can't like have a capital L, like it's got to match perfectly. Again, there are exceptions. There's also wrappers you can write around this so you can like convert them. I'm just talking about the straight up Codeable transformation. So again, to keep this super basic without writing wrappers around it and all that stuff, we'll do that. So, and then here, avatar URL. So I'm showing you the habit I do. I literally copy and paste from the JSON response to make sure that I don't get it wrong. So I copied the avatar URL, pasted that in.
I like this look. This
now,
looks awesome.
Here's the thing. See avatar underscore URL? If you know your Swift best practices, we don't use typically underscores in our variable names. We use camel case. This is called snake case. We use camel case. Camel case like humps of a camel. So
yeah.
Our avatar URL.
So I do know that we need to convert this.
They look like this in Swift. Now, luckily, codable encoders and all that stuff, they have a way to encode, like they automatically convert snake case, which would again was the avatar underscore URL, to camel case, which is the avatar URL that you see here. So let me make this bigger. So that's why I can write this variable like this. However, I can't say like avatar name URL. Like it's not going to convert that. So you do have to, again, have the exact same name. However, you can have it in camel case and everything will work fine. One thing to note though, if I pull up my followers here, if the login can come back null and I don't make this an optional, it's going to crash. I'm not making these optional because I know in the return, login and avatar URL aren't going to be null. Because even if the user doesn't upload an avatar, GitHub throws them a default one. So like for a user to exist, like the user has to have a login and an avatar URL. So we're safe to not make these optional because we know they're always going to be there. Now, of course, again, super edge case caveat, something could go wrong with the server where you're getting back null. Like, I get it, but we're not going to worry about crazy edge cases right now. So we have our follower object here. And also real quick, before we go on to the user object, like this is all we need here, because what's going to happen when you tap on the follower cell, we're going to, in did select item, we're going to pass the login, which again is essentially the username, to the user info screen, and then we're going to use that login to pass in as a parameter to get that user's info. So that's why this is all we need for follower. We don't really need anything else. So that's it for followers. Now let's talk about the user. Let's create that real quick, just the beginnings of it anyway. New file. And again, user is what's going to fill in this user info screen that you see here. Right, follower fills in the collection view that you see. User fills in the user info. So Swift file, call this user. And again, it's going to be a struct called user, conform to codable. And we're going to talk about what variables we need here. So let's go back to the GitHub API. Right now we're on followers. Let's go to get a single user.
Wait, why is codable different color to... Oh, because that's an other, I guess. Okay, I'm going to copy that. I think this probably... Let's go to... was it identifiable? Oh, that wasn't the right. I can't undo that either. So now I'm screwed. Kinda. 1, 2, 3. It's not that. What is it? Why is it so hard to find these? Other class names. Is it that, maybe? Yeah. There you go. That's what I want class names and that to all be the same, pretty much. There you go.
Go back to users here. Get a single user. Again, I like to just grab this URL here, and don't get me wrong, the documentation's good, and we're going to use it here in a second. But I don't know why. Maybe this is a little quirk in me. I like to see the real data here. So curl and then Command V to paste. Get rid of AutoCat and put in my username. Again, you can use yours if you like. So good. Now I'm looking at my user information. So it's hard to do on this screen, but when I'm working on my ultra wide, I would have this on the right and my model on the left. I would just type that up. We're gonna have to go back and forth a little bit here. Actually, you know what? I can probably just superimpose this in post in editing, so you can probably see what I'm doing here. I don't know. We'll see how I edit it. Forgive me if it's a little off, but this is how I do it. I have the JSON up on the screen or easily accessible. I have my design over there, and I build my model based on what I'm going to need. Looking at the design,
right.
The JSON,
okay.
I know I'm going to need the login. So var login. And like I said, I would get in the habit of copying and pasting. I'm not doing that just because the way my screen is, it would be, I don't know, it'd be a cluster. So I'm going to go ahead and type it, and I know these are going to be correct, but when I did it, I was safe and I copied and pasted. So this is going to be a
This
string.
as well, right?
And then like we just did before, we're going to need the avatar URL.
Yeah.
Capital, there you go. String. And then now we're going to need the name. And again, you can see I'm kind of just going, I'm looking at the user info header view right now, and kind of putting it in order that it's going to appear. So again, name is going to be the string.
What
now,
else?
here's the interesting thing is,
Blog?
I know, like I talked about earlier, login,
Email,
avatar
location?
URL, they're going to be there. Name, this is the person's real name. That's optional. You don't have to put that. So I'm going to make that an optional because when it does come back null, we'll be able to handle that. Same thing with location, var location. That is a string, and that is optional because they might not put the location. Same thing with a bio, var bio, string. Bio is optional as well. And then we have public repos and public gist. So var public repos, and again I can use camel case here, and that's going to be an int, and var public,
repos
gist. That is int. An int. So the way I'm getting the type here, now I got to go back to the documentation. So if I'm on a user, so I look here.
What was the other one?
Repo.
Public gist.
See, that's an int. Public gist.
How's that?
That's an int. Same thing with followers and following. You know, these are strings in red. You know, site admin. That's a boolean, right? So here's where you can.
That's
see, like, the
interesting that Xcode knows what that is.
In the documentation.
Like int.
So really, everything's going to be a string that we're going to use, except for
very
repos,
interesting.
and followers.
Very smart program. Jesus.
So the data we're dealing with now is that, as you see on the screen, that kind of GitHub card design. So we have public repos, public gist. Now we need their profile, which is in the JSON is just the HTML URL, which again is a string, and that is going to be there for sure. Same thing. The reason we're not making public repos optional is because, like, it's either if they don't have any, it's going to be a zero, right? So it's always going to be something. It's not going to be null.
Yeah.
Same thing with the HTML URL, based on the same principles. Like, hey, if a login exists, the HTML URL exists.
Oh, this feels way better. The look of it.
And now we do the same thing. Following, that is an int. Var followers, that is an int. And then var created at, that is a string, because that is the date. And again, the same logic applies, like created at. Oh, almost had a typo. That's why you copy and paste, folks. Right? If the user exists, it had to be created at some date. So that is why these three are optional, name, location, bio, because you may not have to have those, right? If I didn't make these an optional with this question mark, when I made the network request, if location would have came back null, it won't work. So there's our user model, and again, I always like to put up the design side by side so you can see. You can see where the login goes, you can see where the avatar URL goes, you can see where the name goes, location, bio, right? Like you can see how we're going to convert our data that we get back into the.
I don't know that much about GitHub. I don't know what public repos or public gists are, to be honest. Well, quite a few people just starting recently, and also over 5+ years.
By side, one, to make sure I'm not missing anything, just to make sure everything, you know, looks like it's going to fit. So that is the preparation for the network call. Again, we created our user model, our follower model. We put it up side by side with the JSON and the design to make sure everything was good. We copy and pasted, so we're all set up to actually start creating our network call. And actually, the reason, like, you can make your network call without creating your model first, but you know, you would just get back this JSON. You have to turn that JSON that you get back, because right, this is what we get back, this JSON you see here. That's what we get back from making the network call. What the app does is the app takes that JSON and converts it into objects that you can use.
I need to grab something.
Those objects.
I'm going to continue listening.
That way you can do user.login, user.bio, right? Same thing with follower. It takes the JSON we get back from the follower response and converts it into our follower object. So I guess the point I'm making is we did the models first because once we make the network call, I want to have our objects done. So now that we have the objects, now we start populating the UI with those objects. So that wraps up the video. On to the next one. Last video we left off completing our user object. This is a quick video to fix two little bugs that some students discovered throughout this process. So thank you to those students that have discovered it, commented on it. We're going to fix it. The first one is real quick, and it involves that organization video we did. Remember how we created this support folder? Well, I threw the plist in there, and that causes some issues with the plist pathing. Like you may have seen this. You see this warning we got up here. If I click on that, it says default 568 image, cancel, whatever. You know, we're like missing that. That has to do with moving the plist out of there. So if we drag the plist just out of the support folder, because this messes up the pathing of like
pathing.
Plist. So don't put the plist in the support folder is the moral of the story. Do a Command B to build. Successful build. Let's run it just to test it to make sure the plist. Because if you run it with the plist in that folder, like it won't work, and you get that warning. So.
I mean, I'm gonna try and run it anyway. I think there might not be a bug here for the newer versions of Xcode. Let's see. Oh no, there's a bug. Plist, yeah. Okay, that's. Wait, what? So this can't be moved out now, are you saying? Oh, it's out now. Well, that's so weird that it...
There we are. So that's a real quick fix.
Wait, still failed? What's the bug now? Build. Still the bug there? Failed. It can't be... Huh? Wait. What?
Happened was that warning. Build the plist in the support folder is the moral of the story. Do a command. We're like missing that. That has to do with moving the plist out of there. So if we drag the plist just out of the support folder, because this messes up the pathing of like things.
I'm missing something. Why did it? Build input file. Plist. Did you forget to declare this file as an output form of script? We found users swimming for info plist. Oh, okay. It's basically deleted from there. So we are gonna info.plist, I guess. Change followers. Info. Let's replace what's in there. Let's see if that builds. No. Failed again. Build input file cannot be found. Target GH followers from project GH followers. Target GH followers from project GH followers. I'm assuming it's in here somewhere. Target GH followers. Where would it be? Info. Oops. Wouldn't be there. I don't think. Why does my my chapstick thing always turn into liquid? What is up with that? Doesn't make sense. Sorry, I just got this chapstick problem right now. What the hell's going on with that chapstick? Let me ask. This is fucked. Hold on. Locate the file. Right. This is identical, I think. Yeah. delete. I'm just gonna delete this one. Trash. Open. Show and Finder. It's right on the top there. It's here. Where should it be? Inside the targets folder. Where is that? Named after your main target. If your project might have out, you'll likely have a My Awesome App folder inside of it. Ah. Right. That's the folder I deleted. Let's see if I can new folder. GH followers. Wait, where? Where is it? What? Oh my god. Yeah, I know there's that, but come on, Sean, why did you do this to me, buddy? Why did you freaking do this to me? Let me just, I'm gonna make a new folder here. Info.plist into there. And does that build, please? Probably does not build. Yep, failed. Info is gone now. Dude, this is so stupid. I can't, like, use my chapstick. It's just liquid. Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this. Alright. How do we solve this damn problem? Alright, I gotta... So we cannot find that now. Well, I have it here. Okay, so that's, it's there, but how do I get it to... What if I deleted my targets folder, which I did? Severe problem. Hold on, Jesus, Gemini's freaking out. Go to your project's root directory and finder. Yeah, so I'm here. New folder. GH followers. Wait, it's already taken. Oh, yeah, it is. Wait. Hold on. Where do I put this? Wait, I'm kind of confused. Okay, there was a folder. But I have this error when trying to build. Locate your plist file on disk, right? Have it. Move to standard location. Location is in a modern project, usually inside the target source folder based on your message. It to be subfolder also named GH followers. If you found your info plist somewhere else, in Finder, create a new folder. That's what I thought it was in here. GH followers, right? Then I'll move info plist to there. Now I can't find it. Now I update the build settings. How do I do this? This is good learning in case something goes wrong. Holy shit. Navigator, left pane, clicking the project icon, the main editor area, select GH followers from the targets list. Yeah. Go to the build settings. Yep. Info. Info. Plist. Right. Setting called info.plist file under packaging. Yes. Yeah, okay. Value next to it currently says refers to ensure this correct path. You moved it. Should say GH followers slash. It does. What? It does say that. Huh? Why do we have to deal with this right now? Oh my god. So annoying. So annoying. Oh man. Is it not just this? No, that didn't work. Target name. Wow. Wow, what? It is there. Oh my god, it is there. What the hell? Is it this? That be in there too? Resave the container. Is this whole thing effed right now? Huh? Okay. So that's useless. Right. GH followers. Oh. Hold on. Is that not it? What? GH followers, GH followers, GH followers. Let's search info.plist. There's a billion info.plist. This is a terrible idea. You know, I'm gonna see if I can upload a photo to Gemini and see what happens. See if he can fix this. It's gonna be insane if we can fix it. Oh, nice. Okay. Finder structure shows this. The issue here is the nested GH folders folder. Your plist is currently located at GH folders. That's project root target folder, nested folder, input plist. Problem: Xcode's build system is looking for input of plist at project root GH followers. Your finder confirms it is indeed project root GH followers. Smash a lingering bad reference despite the correct path. It is. Okay, let's just do it. Close Xcode completely, it says. I'm down for that. Then, right, I'm in there. See 2 GH followers. What? Let me delete that. Okay. Then 1 GH followers folder with, right. And then Xcode base project. Okay, so that should be right. Now I open the Xcode project. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've been doing really great with my learning so far. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm just trying to fix my project at the moment because it's kind of effed up. Because I was watching a tutorial and he moved a file, so I moved it as well. And I was actually kind of suspicious of it at first, but I did it anyway because I was like, okay, whatever. And then yeah, it became a bug in the next video. He should have put this at the he should have fixed this specific video, but he put that there was a bug everyone was talking about, and now somehow my info is a big problem. So yeah, my info.plist thing, I think it's not showing live on my screen. Hold on, I need to fix it real quick. Go back to Xcode here. Yeah, so see, info.plist over here is very red. So I have to, sorry, it's red. Yeah, there, you can see. So now I need to just update this here. In here, I think, because I've just removed it back. Okay, I can still be red. Yes, click on the red. Click on it. Yep, I've clicked on it. Doesn't do anything. Open the file inspector, right hand pane. Oh, add a target? Under location, you'll see a path. Click the small gray folder next to the path. Oh! You're kidding me. Okay. That's... Ah! We're back. I think we... Oh, no. No, we're not back. It's still, there's still a problem here. So we have that back, kinda, but... What are we doing here? No, it wasn't an import. It was, the file just... I moved the file and I wasn't supposed to move it. I was just following the tutorial, and then he, like, made a video, the next video after that, and he was like, actually, we're not supposed to move that file, let's put it back, but something happened when I did it. I guess it just got messed up somehow. It's a Swift file. Or, well, it's an Xcode project, basically. Okay, yeah. Oh, do I? Hold on. Well, it's there now. So it found it, basically. Which makes sense, but... Select the project icon. Select GH followers target, yeah. Build settings are here. Info.plist list in packaging, I think. I can type it here. Info. Yeah, here. Oh yeah, whoa, it was really messed up before. I think that's it, right? Does it have to have a slash in front of it? Change value from gfolders to gfolders slash info.plist. Okay, now let's try that. Yes! Yes, we've done it! We're using this file, maybe change import path, yeah. Somebody's fucked, look at the folder tree. Yeah, I know. No, so it's that's meant to be there. That's meant to be there, and I deleted that folder. And the reason why it got really fucked up is because the tutorial I'm watching is actually using an older version of Xcode, and so I'm not... I think it doesn't have everything exactly the same in the sidebar, so it kind of got out of hand. Like, I was like, oh, do I need this? Do I need this? Like, what's the point of this? He's moving this, so I was like, okay, I'll just do what he does, and I did what he did, and that folder in his one isn't there, I believe. So there is a GH followers folder there, but like it looked different before, and he's also got a products folder here, which I don't have. So it's just, I don't know, it was weird. But yeah, thank God we're back now. Oh my God. That was so frustrating. But good to know how to actually do that. So I'm honestly glad that actually happened, because I've never had to do that before. Yeah. Imagine me like, no, like smashing my keyboard and shit. I have a friend who would 100% do that. He doesn't code, but he does it with gaming at all times. So, yeah. Thank God. Okay, we're back. Any other bugs? This should run as well. I'm gonna run this. Just bring it back. Bringing it back. Simulator, there we go. Please run. Please run. Yes. Perfect. Let's type something random. Followers. I can't swipe back. Oh, I can. Wait, where was that? Did you see that? Wait, it was there for a second. It started working. Huh? Why is it not showing now? How do you get to work? Dude, where do you do this? Holy. Oh yeah, it is gone though. It is gone. He's right. I mean, I guess at least I got it to work for a second. Maybe that's the bug he's talking about? Follower list VC, let's yeah. Yeah, it is. And that's a bug that he's talking about right now. I think we gotta fix it. Gotta get a follower list VC. Where is that? That's in here. I don't like this stuff. I don't really know. I know Swift way more. I don't know. This is like UI kit and I don't really know it. Override func view will appear. Super view will appear animated. Yeah, and then what? You want this in there? True. Is that what we're doing? Or is it staying false? Oh, we're cutting it. This is foolproof in Swift. This one is like out of control. And I'm not properly trying to learn UI kit. I'm just going over this to see an idea of what a company might ask you to do if you apply to them. They'll like give you a take-home interview or something like that to make an app. But yeah, this is different for me, and I don't write ever in UI kit. Not really. But the good thing about this is that at the end, he updates it to the new Swift, I think. Oh, hold on. Does he just update? Wait, am I wasting my time? Wait a sec. Does he? What's new in Xcode? Fix warning. UI kit previews. New empty. New empty. Oh, maybe I'm wasting my time. I just realized in this because I'm not gonna. I need to see one of these videos to see what he is converting here. Running the app on iOS 15 and fixing the issues, new bug, new UI configurations. I need to see what he does here. I only just realized this. I realize he's not I don't think he's refactoring into Swift. I think he's refactoring updates in UI kit, which is not what I want. That looks so funny. Oh my god. What? Alexa? Well, never mind. Did you hear that? My Alexa just started talking by itself. Did you guys hear that? No, maybe you didn't. Holy shit, I can't even say it out loud. The opposite. I can't even say the name. The Google's talking device. You know how you say Alexa, right? The name. That just started talking to me earlier. Then I whispered the name just now, as you heard, because I was like trying to not activate it, and then it started talking about how there's a whisper mode, and if I whisper to it, it'll whisper back to me. Huh? And then it started whispering something. That was so weird. What the hell? You know what? I think this tutorial is actually too old. Wow, previews only came in iOS Xcode 15, I guess. Yeah, okay. This kind of sucks cuz I don't know. I don't know if I should continue this or not, to be honest. Cuz I'm thinking it might be too old because I don't want to learn. I'm not interested in learning UI kit. I don't think I need to. I don't know if it's worth it or not to go through this, or if it's a waste of time. That's done actually. Just for clarification's sake, I want to ask Gemini. Instantiate, but add it as a sub view. Defines position, targets, action method, handles tap event. Okay, I'm getting out of this. I'm not doing this anymore. That's kind of sucks. I wanted to be able to. It's not worth it, I realize. All right, well, let's just, you know what, move into something. Maybe let's work on the project I've been working on. All right, Sean Allen, your project's too old. Sorry, man. Good information, but not quite. I don't need that. Let's get out of here. This is more related. Before I was going through all of this stuff here with the 100 days of hacking with Swift. I will continue going through that actually, but not at the moment. I think I'll just open up my, let's work on iStretch right now. And we need probably Google Gemini, to be honest, because I need help with this. Whoa, too big. Oh, 1 second, I gotta start charging my scooter up for later. Just gonna grab a drink as well while I'm up. I'm getting kind of hungry. So I'm gonna make a coffee, but in a second. Ooh, I need to make some food soon. Okay, let's do this. So let's get back into working on this stuff. So, what do we need? What are we doing here? I want these strings to be different colors. That's been bothering me this whole time. Something different. Well, that looks cool, but it's too dark. If only that wasn't so dark. Maybe that color? That's kind of weird to look at. Oh, maybe. Something like nice, but also easy to see. That's pretty much what I had before. That's too. What about here? Pre-chosen. That's too dark. Oh, maybe that. Or maybe it's too similar to other stuff. Maybe that one. I'm thinking that one. Orchid. What is it? Orchid. Magnesium. Tin. Snow. Maybe even just white. Lol. I think orchid looks good. I guess. Yeah, let's go with that. Cool. As we go, we'll update what we want this to look like. Okay. So this is set up now to actually pretty much run like it's set up so it runs now, and I can just add basically data, which I'm really happy about. So if we go into here, this is where we need to add. So I need to add stretches. And if you guys want, I'll show you quickly what my app looks like here, because I haven't actually shown this app before. I have, but only on my phone. So we can have a look real quick here. It's really simple, but I'm proud of it. It's not nearly done yet, and it needs some design tweaks, so don't judge the design straight away, please. Thank you very much. Hey, Warud. Warud? Warud. Sorry if I butchered your name. Yeah, so here's my app. It's got a how to use, and then I'm just playing with different design styles here. This page is actually gonna have a consistent look to it. You can select your thing. I'm actually thinking I'll put these in little like rounded rectangles and not capsules, and put like a little like picture on them to kind of give the idea of what you're gonna be clicking into, not just a a basic pill here. But because the idea is when you click it, you get a themed stretch session. So for example, if I click post gym, it's like the purpose of like, it's supposed to, each stretch session is supposed to help you with this specific thing. This is all placeholder stuff, okay? So it's just like I want to see what it would look like. Thanks, Eternal, appreciate it. I started learning like, let's consistently every day learning. I'll say 4 to 5 months ago. Before that, I was on and off learning for probably a couple years, to be honest. It's actually quite funny that I actually finally fully got into coding. I absolutely love it and I'm addicted to it. But it's the funny thing is, I used to be a Blender guy. I used to blend I used to blend. I blend every day. I used to Blender, the what's it called, the modeling software. I used to think I wanted to do that type of thing, like modeling stuff, modeling like 3D things, making games, stuff like that. But I did it for a while and I got okay at it. I wasn't really practicing. I was just like playing with the Blender, but I always you end up learning as you play with things. But then I don't know, I just couldn't get past the I don't know, there was like a difficulty barrier or something past certain things, and not being able to do certain things. I didn't want to learn certain things, and I just didn't have the interest to go further. And back then, like, you could learn coding as well, obviously. And Python was directly involved with Blender. It was integrated. And like, I was kind of interested in it, and I started a little bit of it, but I never went further. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna be the modeling guy. Like, I'm gonna be able to make 3D models and do other things. And I realized, like, I think I kind of quit when I realized I can't be a one-man show. Like, I was like, I want to make a game, but I can't do it without knowing coding, as well as being the animator, being the modeler, all these things. I was younger, so I didn't realize the true concept of and the power of delegation. So yeah, I was doing that for a long time, and then I think I just end up stop using it. And then a couple years later, Apple came out with like Swift. I guess you could code earlier on Xcode, but when they came out with Swift, like specific coding with Swift and like Swift playgrounds and stuff, which was a couple years ago now. I think I got it. I started doing that and I was like, huh, I actually really like this. But for some reason I never like pushed further because there was always this difficulty barrier. And it's like I wasn't thinking this is going to be a job for me. I was never thinking that. So while I was interested in it, I just never pushed past that barrier to entry. And then I did one day, and I was like, damn, I freaking love doing this. What was wrong with me this entire time? Why did I never do this? I tried to pursue so many other things. And I never like went further with those things. Except for one thing, which was starting my own business, but still that's kind of not fully fleshed out yet. But this I absolutely love doing it, and I can't stop doing it. So yeah, I do it like every day. I literally do this every day. Not stream every day, starting to, but I pretty much code every day. So yeah, that is my full story, and you just got it. My full story in relation to job and code and stuff like that. So we need to figure out what stretches we need. But oh yeah, sorry, I was trying to explain this. So yeah, when you click on each thing, it's going to go to a new screen, but it's themed. So each thing will help you with something. So like after the gym, you go straight into the stretches. You start it. So I've got this like fun button here that you can tap and it animates. You can hold it down and start. That'll appear. You can stop it. And then yeah, so then you can go into sleep easy. It's for sleeping. And then the idea is to have an image in there that's just placeholder. And it'll it's meant to give you an idea or show you what the stretch is. So, for example, I'd have this pretty much show twice, but it would just reverse. Can you reverse images? Can you flip images in Swift? You probably can. But then when it counts down to 0, it'll go to the next page of the next stretch that is within the array. Like here, these arrays here. So it'll just go to the next stretch and automatically keep going until you finish, and they'll say, congratulations, you finished. And then you can go back and get another one or something. So like each one has a themed color scheme and stuff like that. That's the idea behind it. Yeah, exactly. Better late than never. I even did a bachelor's degree, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to work in that. So, but yeah, I don't know. I have such passion for this now that I know I'm going somewhere with this, 100%. So just trying to do this stuff. Learn by doing and learn by also tutorials online and stuff like that. So yeah. When did you start coding? Did you vote in the poll? A lot of people vote in the poll. 17 votes. Quite a few people started just recently, looks like. And 2 years ago is not Not that many in the past year though, but just recently is pretty high. I'm glad it's cool to see more people getting into code. I don't know why I'm looking at this video. This is where we want to go. Okay, we want to go back to, I think I have my, I didn't even ask for a string slang inquiry. It messed it up. Delete that one. Reading with timed pauses. What the hell is that? Oh yeah, I was testing if it could do a certain thing and it failed. Yeah, here's the stretching app, so we're looking at it now. All right, so I need to figure out what stretches. Oh no, I need to. What do I need to do? What do we got going here? I'm gonna stop this from running for now. All right, we have the how to use view. You have the current stretch view. I need to refamiliarize myself. I haven't opened this file in a couple days. CS? What is CS? Then we got the timer button. And that we use that here. Not here. So that should be here, yeah. Timer button here. And then what have we got going on here? Oh, that makes sense. Computer science. Computer science student. Very cool. Are you loving it? Are you loving the degree? Do you like learning through that method? I personally am not a fan of I'm not a fan of being a student, I guess would be the traditional way to say that, I suppose. As in, like, I do not like school. I don't like the way they teach and the, just everything about it like that. Okay. Yeah, I know, right? Are you gonna leave? It's not worth paying for unless it's free. If it's free, then is it even still worth it though? It's a waste of time. Even if it's free, what's the point? All right, so here's where I select my stretches. Just want to open or get this view going here. Yeah. So what can we work on here? Where are my notes? What do I need to do? 1 second, let me check my notes here. I'm just thinking, so I need reversed stretches too, but that can all be set up in the main data area. The names are fine. The title is fine. This needs to be altered. Change this design style. There's something I need to do. I'm trying to remember what it is. Not the how to use view. So current stretch view. Looks very weird. I feel like, Jesus, god damn it. I feel like I've been looking at that UI kit things, that tutorial so long that, or long enough to like devolve back into that versus remembering what this is doing. I need to go back over some like nav tutorials and stuff like that. I'm a comp site dropout, and now I work as a security consultant, mainly working with identity access management. So a degree is not really needed. Yeah, not at all. Especially in this space. Definitely. That's me clicking the hearts. Not at all. Oh, what do I need to do? What am I? Okay, let's just let's change these into a different design for now, because I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing. So we've got not that. We have the background, scroll view, the navigation of this thing. Wait, where did I set that up? Now I'm... Ah, here it is. I was like, what? Where did I put it? It's just scrolling down. Okay. Create stretch type in. Got a button happening with path, and it's appending the stretch type. I'm so glad I recently learned some of this stuff here. So what I want actually is, do I want a grid maybe, or I could just go, hold on, let me put this into an H stack actually. That's the end of that, so let me do this, H stack. Let's see what happens to this. Wait, what? It stays the same. Okay. No, so that's not what I want. Well, hold on. I need to figure out how this is gonna look. Wait, what? That didn't... Wait, why did that not change the shape? How was it frame? Ugh. Hey Sebastian. Just a tip. Recommend making a rough note documentation to-do list when coding a project. Yeah, I actually did. But I've actually completed all the stuff that I'd had in that note. So now I'm just kind of going further with my with my app, and there was something like just now that I thought I needed to do, but I forgot. That's why I'm doing this at the moment. Couldn't learn anything for 3 years because I was overwhelmed. Yeah, I can totally understand that. So yes, so theoretical and focuses on data structures and math and everything. Yeah, I mean, you glimpse of this and that and end up with nothing. Yeah. There's no focus, right? It's like all over the place. It's not my first app. What other apps do I have here? Well, maybe it is my first app, actually. You know what? I will say it's my first app because what I want to, like, I've made other apps, but not, like, fully. This wasn't fully made by myself either. Like, I kind of use a little bit of AI, but not that other people don't use it. I'm just saying, like, I feel like this is the one that I've made the most by myself, which I feel the most proud of, I guess. Other things I've made a lot of with AI, so I don't really consider that my app, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I mean, this is very close to being my first app, if that makes sense. It is still a little bit AI, but not in the sense like I said, hey, make this for me. It was more like, how can I implement this type of thing? So I was, you know, not using it directly to make it. Okay, so what I want to do is, I want to, if I get rid of this, what happens? It just stays the same. So maybe this whole thing needs to be in an H stack. This does nothing, I guess. So let me put this in an H stack here. H stack. That's probably where it changes. Yeah. Okay, that. Holy moly. What a V stack here. V stack, and then can we go into an H stack from there, or would that be weird as well? It's probably weird too, right? Yeah, same thing. Okay, what I want to do is I want an H stack, but I need like 2 of each, essentially. How do I do that with simple code is the question. I have a weird feeling I need to use a grid, because if I put an H stack there, it looks weird. And it's automatically doing for eaching. I made that term up just now, for eaching. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, I'm trying really hard to understand how it works. And if I don't know anything, I often go over to like a tutorial or something as well, because I feel like AI sometimes just writes so much. I know you can configure it, but like sometimes it just writes so much, I get overwhelmed at reading all the shit that it spits out. I wonder if some of this is about like figuring out where you should put something. Maybe I should. So we have a V stack. And then let's just try this real quick here. It's gonna look weird, but frame max infinity. Is that gonna do anything? Probably not, no. How about here? I don't know if it's related to that or not. No. I feel like I know how to do this, but I'm forgetting. All right, let's try and set up some sort of grid thing here. Is that what I want? That could be it. That could be it. I need practice with grids. I don't think this is right. Wait. Yeah, I need a grid thing here. Let's see if I wanted to create a grid set up for the selection view. What is the proper layout for a grid? For setting up a grid. I just want a standard grid. Yeah, here we go. Grid row. Yeah, that's right. I think I need a grid row as well. I was thinking that. Grid row. Okay, that makes sense, but what I don't understand is how I would incorporate a for each into that, but we can try. Why not? Let's try. So I'm gonna get rid of this, and then do I need a VStack? I don't know. I'll just put grid anyway. Grid alignment center, I guess, and then content. Just to see what happens, let's put this in here. Okay, that works. So we can use grid, just pure grid. What happens if we type in vertical spacing? 50. Okay, so it's kind of like a VStack in certain situations. Now we want a grid row, but okay. But I want to make it simple, so it's just a you know, like a for each. You make it simple. Or like, you know, minimal. So for each will get everything out of stretch types. But this example basically gives like different. What if I wanted to use a for each within a grid row to place four total items on the screen, but set up as 2 per row. how would you set this up? Grid cell view, grid row, items prefix. For each first two items. So you got items there. We've got our thing here. Ah, okay. So you'd have to, okay, interesting. So see, I didn't actually know this. But I feel like it's better to ask it a generic question like this and then apply it to your code, so then you actually learn how to implement it. I feel like that might help me. Grid row, so we set up a grid row, and we can put, so this button, I'm gonna see if I can, I don't know if I can pull it out actually. Button that needs a parameter. Return a button. Maybe we can make a function out of this. Hold on, what happens if I extract subview? No. Hold on. I'm just gonna try something weird here. Func button select stretch button. You have to input stretch type of type. This is beyond my scope, I think, of my knowledge. Stretch type is of type stretch, right? Stretch types. So do we need a parameter here actually? Interesting question. Maybe we don't need one, but I know that it needs to return a button. Does that work? Or maybe no, it needs to return some view, yeah. I think that's right. I haven't done this many times, so maybe I'm not gonna do it. Select stretch button. I'm not gonna do this right now. I feel like it's too complicated for me. I mean, it's not. I know it's not that complicated, but I'm not adept at that yet. So let's just try what this is suggested. So we'll put it in a grid row, right? That's weird. And then we'll go for each stretch type dot prefix two. Oh, look at that. Oh my god, and it's a weird like circle thing. That's awesome. Damn. Okay. That was easy. That was weirdly very easy. And then we can grab another grid row here. Actually, we can copy this whole thing, I think, right? Copy. So oh, interesting. Suffix. How? But okay. Right. So that makes sense. What if I had 10 items though? That's cool. What if I had 10 items? How would that work? Oh man. I code like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm coding all day. Like hours and hours and hours and hours. Like I just don't stop. Maybe I go like 3 hours on, an hour off, another 3 hours on, something like that. So chunked into size, stride. Well, this is way beyond. I haven't seen any of that before. That's totally new for me. Using grid cell from the previous. Struct grid cell view, type view. Let text, string, color. Just, what if I had 6 items and I wanted to just reuse grid row each time? Because I want to see how it would incorporate this part here. I want to do it the more simpler way without the extension. Back to the example you gave for 4, but I want 6 items now. Why does AI is just sometimes just so annoying. Just give me what I want to see. So how would you do this? Why? Why did... Anyway. So we got 6 items. Nice choice. Epsilon. Delta. Nice choice of... Grid row for each prefix. Drop first to... Oh. Huh. Okay. So that's how you access those within the thing. So that makes it a lot easier to understand. Like, you drop first 2, right? And then dot prefix 2. And that would be the same, right? Yeah. Wow, okay. So that's how you do it. That's easy enough. So I think that's probably the better way to do it until you get to the end, unless, like, because you don't want to, I mean, you don't really want to rewrite all of this all the time, but for the sake of ease of understanding this right now, I'm just doing this. But in reality, I should refactor that out. Why are you using Swift? Why not React Native Expo? Because I prefer Xcode, working on Mac, working with Swift specifically. It's just my area of interest. I don't know how to describe why, but it's just where my interest lies. Maybe it's because I'm such a... What's the word? I don't know what the word is actually, but like, it just, maybe a purist is the word. Oh man, I'm getting pretty hungry. Oh boy. All right, so that's fine. That's great. So now that works. That's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted it to look like, except not with those weird ass looking things. So we want a rounded rectangle with a corner radius of 10 maybe? Yeah. So that's something like that I want. So let's copy that down here. I should try and refactor out this button as a view as well, because this is a view. I know what I need to do for this. I just need to remember how to do it. Okay, so that's cool. There. This is gonna be an image, I think, instead of text, and I might put a text somewhere else on the screen, perhaps. So the distance between these rows is too much. Five. No, 0. Okay, that does nothing. How do I make it so they are not so far? How do I reduce horizontal spacing in the grid row? Might actually be here somewhere. Grid row, what does it have? Alignment, that's it? No, I don't think that's it. What's that? My watch is telling me to stand up. That VS Code and plus Copilot running Claude is such a better developer experience, and you can run the app live on your device with Expo Go. I only use Mac as well, but just love Expo. Ah, fair enough. I mean, I can run my app straight on my phone as well, through Xcode here, so that's fine. And yeah, in terms of the AI situation, I don't know, like, I feel that AI often overwhelms me with its responses. I think I just said that before. So because of that, I don't really want to, go too hard into a very highly incorporated or integrated AI experience. Also, I noticed that Claude is not that good compared to I mean, I don't pay for the Pro, so maybe that's why. But I noticed that Claude seems to be not as good as Gemini, actually. So or maybe that's placebo, but I do remember that Claude could not find an error that I had when I found it myself, so. How do I reduce that enough? Gemini is a source of truth for sure. Oh, maybe is it my perhaps it's something here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's, I mean, that's related, I think. What if I put that at 80? Huh? Wait. 200? Wait, 20? Oh, yeah. I'm thinking reversed. Okay, yeah, that's better, that's better. And then when you do here, horizontal spacing at like 0. Right, well, I don't know. What if you -5? Oh! -20? Okay. I'm kind of a genius now. Too much. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Cool. That's actually really good. This is a lot of trial and error here. I wonder if .frame max height will do anything. No. So that's fine. We don't need that. What does this do here? Oh yeah, okay. So we want vertical here and then 300. Okay. 20, 50, 60 maybe. Yeah, I think that's what I want. That type of thing. Let's go -20 here. 30, 20, 15 actually. Yeah, dot. Holy, whoops. Okay, -20. Ooh, Jesus Christ, I really fucked it up there. There you go. I think that's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. So we want that exact same thing for here. How could I factor a button out to a subview? That, you know what, I'm actually just gonna put my code into there to get a specific response, even though I know I shouldn't do this, but I don't know how to explain exactly what I'm asking here. How would I factor this button out of this for each to a subview so I can reuse it? Because I don't know how to pull it out. Maybe I've just forgotten, but I don't know how to pull it out with this. With being able to enter this type of thing in there. Is what sits inside my grid row. Everything your ID and similar aren't being updated on stream. Oh, whoa, they're not, sorry. Thank you for telling me that. What happened? Why are they not being updated? Sorry about that. My simulator is, I think, updated. Is that? Yeah, that's updated. Okay, sorry about that. You guys have been watching me do nothing. Why didn't anyone say anything? What do you prefer about UIKit versus SwiftUI? Xcode, I prefer absolutely nothing about UIKit. SwiftUI is #1 for me. I always include my prompt, don't over-engineer solution. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I should do that. I should really do that. Sorry about that. Now you guys can see what I'm actually doing. So I took the pill style and, you know, turned it into that, which is what I wanted to have. It's like a little like tappable square, I guess. What the heck is this AI doing? I know it can answer this. There you go. Pull out just the button with all its modifiers and actions into reusable subview. That's what I thought. For each member job is right over. Yeah. Yeah, because I know it's like it's a view. Yeah, UI kit is just so cumbersome. I was just doing something on it, and I mean I don't really know it. I was just following a tutorial. My God, it is like, it feels night and day from Swift. Swift is so good. So stretch type.name would go in there. Oh yeah, okay, so I can just access it from initializing the thing. That makes sense. That means I should just, I think I can just extract this to subview to make it easier or quicker. And then this can be select stretch button. Select stretch session button. Let's be descriptive here. So now I just need to initialize that. Nice. And then I need a binding for the navigation path, which what if I just make it a private var path type stretch type? Would this work? Will this actually work? No. Maybe that's not the right. Oh wait, no, it has to be in. Oh wait, no, it won't work because no, I can't do that because it needs to be not binding. What am I thinking? Cannot find stretch type in scope. Does it need to be this? No, it doesn't. No, because I think I didn't give it the information. It doesn't know what I have. Does it? Perhaps it does. Let's see here. Oh shit, my mouse. My mouse! Oh my god. Going crazy here. Hey, Rabin. Good. We're trying to figure out how to do this. We're always trying to figure out something, right? How you going tonight? Or today, or whatever time it is for you? It is 4 p.m. here. Appreciate that you're actually coding. Can't believe what is going on with the vibe coding community and them wanting to one-shot entire apps. Yeah, I know, right? Like, it just doesn't work. I mean, maybe it does work. You can do it, but it just annoys me so much trying to do it through AI. I hate it. I get so much value and reward out of coding it myself. Okay. So, how can I do this? This is I'm already binding to this, which is where? Which is where? No. Oops. No. What am I? Oh, I'm binding to here. State, private var, path, navigation, path. Path, navigation, path. Navigation. That's what I need. Yeah, I meant equals, I think. Or did I mean equals? I'm going to copy what this... No, I didn't. We don't have stretch. Stretch... types is, I think, what I meant to put. Yeah. I think that should work. And then, obviously, we need to fix this here. Stretch type dot name, and then path. Oh, hold on. Vibe code one-shotting is fake news. The AI tools increase dev productivity is real. Yeah, so true. The individual contributor's output is so much more than it used to be. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, like, there are such great tutorials out there, but, like, also in the sense of being able to learn faster as well, it's just so good for that, in my opinion. Like, it does go crazy sometimes, as you know, but, like, being able to ask, like, a very specific thing where you, like, to get an instant result rather than having to rely on, like, Stack Overflow or, like, a forum for someone to reply with an answer is really, really great. That's what I appreciate so much about it. How did I deal with the binding here? Path? No. Oh, I just need path, right? What am I doing? Stretch. Hold on. Did that actually work? Did that work? No, right? No. This is meant to be a binding. No, it's not. It's meant to be... What can I actually put there? Just stretch type, which is just that, I guess. And that should be path, right? Yeah. Does that work? It's probably still bugged. Is it? Is it? Oh my god! It worked! Woohoo! Yes! Awesome. Yeah, I think the whole Stack Overflow is dead thing could be true. I mean, I didn't hear that, but yeah, that could be. Your contributors episode. The way you can read your code-based context is game-changing. Yeah, that's really good as well. Like, I can often paste in their stuff and just be like, what's going on? Or how do I do a certain thing? As long as we know how to deal with the wonkiness of LLMs, they are an incredible teacher. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yes, thank you. Oh, man. Oh, wait, that's the right emoji there. That one. Okay. Cool, so now let's get rid of this and just put in select stretch button type, and stretch type goes in there, and then path is path. Math is math. Nice. Oh, this looks amazing now. Oh my god. All right. So that's cool. We can kind of reuse that. That's sick. This I can probably pull out to another file at some point, or just leave it there. I don't know. Who cares at this point, this stage right now? Oh wait, but I think I just hold on. I just realized something. I want this button, not that button. So let's cut that, actually. Paste this button here. That's what we want. And then we want this. Select stretch type, and path. Yes. Oh man, it feels so good. It feels so good that that works. I'm in Australia. I'm in East Coast Australia. It's raining right now outside. And I'm aiming to build a stretching app that I can fully put up to the App Store and even potentially offer a payment on it. And how weird is this? There's no app on the App Store called iStretch. So I'm going to name it that, iStretch. Unless someone takes it before, by the time I get this up there. We'll see. We will see. I mean, at the rate I'm going, someone might. But at all this time, no one's built an iStretch app. Shocking. The idea is to, like, you know, flesh this out, make it work properly, make it actually useful. Because I'm actually building, I'm not building this just to build something. I'm actually building this because it solves a problem. I've got 3 problems to solve with apps. I've got this one, I've got an Etsy problem to solve because I use Etsy, and I've got a sort of relationship related or share house related problem to solve. So I think that's because Apple would sue your ass or they won't let on the App Store. Oh, really? You think so? I thought there was like iHeart Radio, for example, exists, right? Like, I think having the I in front doesn't necessarily mean they'll reject it, right? There's other I something stuff name apps. I don't know why iHeart Radio came to mind, but that was like the first thing that popped up in my head. Alright, so, this button, I'm gonna write a note. Is this gonna be... Oh yeah, nice. Replace text with image. Move text below square, perhaps. Move text below square, maybe? Optional? Cursor plus Claude 4 equals cheat code for coding right now. Nah, I can't. Like I was talking about before, I'm not gonna go hard into coding. I don't want to cheat code. I actually don't want one. It's cool, like, it's so cool that it can do that, but using Claude 4 and GP4 on Copilot, nice. I often find, like, if I don't know what I'm doing, then the code coming out of the AI doesn't know what I want. You know what I mean? You gotta be very specific sometimes, or it just does this one thing that it thinks is right. It's pretty good, but it's not the best. So. Yeah, exactly. I want to learn more. That's my point. And like, I'm not going to be able to do anything. I'm not going to be able to properly get a job if I don't know anything. You know what I mean? So, if I don't actually know anything, I just use AI. Like, it's not going to work. All right, so we've got these squares. We know how to do this now. That is freaking awesome. Do I need a VStack? Let's check. I don't know if I do. I don't, so get rid of that, and amazing. This view just got a whole lot simpler and more difficult. There's 3 things in here which I need to separate out, but for now it's simple-ish. Simple-ish. To be honest, when I was factoring out this button, I forgot that this was already a factored out view. That's fine. We can do it. Nothing against... No one's against... No one can stop me, I should say. Yeah, fair enough. If you want to do it with low code knowledge, then go for it. I'm not saying don't do it. I got specific goals, I guess. And yeah, if I want to get a job, I think I need to know my shit. Okay, so what is next? We're gonna put an image there later. I need to... Where's my main view, actually? Session view, stretch selection view. This is the main view. So this is where it starts. Can I put to-dos up here? Yeah. I need to refine the UI. In session view. What the hell? Refine UI here. So I've got that. Hold on. So session view is this one. Where do I have current stretch view? Goes into here, which is that, right? Okay. So let's add images for current stretch view. Can't be bothered with camel case in my notes. West Dev is a really strong niche for an entry-level position. Lots of hires for it and way less competition. Oh yeah, that's awesome then. Really good to try and get into it. I'm excited. All right. What's next? This is pretty, I mean, it's not ugly, but it's not the best, right? Just got that. Maybe if I work on my stretches, I'll remember what I was supposed to be doing. So I know there's something I was supposed to add in, but I still can't remember what it was. So this is all placeholder stuff, kinda. Right, so if I need reversal stretches. So I can probably do it simplified in the sense that I could make this, you know, a left version, and then do another one that's a right version. Neck stretch left, neck stretch right, like that. L, neck stretch R, like that. But I would like, for example, remove that, well, just for the demo. And then if I run that, we get this iTour, and we split things. These are just the things that I'm learning. These are tutorials that I'm doing. So I also made this to-do list app, actually. I think mostly by myself. That I don't think I used any AI for that. Why is it not running? It failed. That's why. Cannot find next stretch in scope. Oh, right, because I renamed it. I'm dumb. Left. There you go. By the way, it's so annoying that I can build my product with just AI. I just paid $30 for AI, and all my hostings were free. These days, everything has become so easy. I can't imagine the future. What do you mean by it's so annoying? Like, you're not happy that you can build with just AI? Or like annoying as in it was so difficult before, but now it's so easy? Okay, here's the thing. And then what do we get? Sleep easy. Next stretch left. So something like that. I need to have, because I'm not gonna, like, the problem this is solving is not having to go to YouTube every time for a freaking stretch video. I'm not necessarily gonna have stretches in here, but I was thinking maybe to have a flickering image, perhaps. Oh no, I can sort that out, that issue out later. So stop that. Yeah, it's a good problem. So what do you? So next stretch L, and then this would be. But where's my assets actually? Where's my ass? Next stretch. That is L actually. So just for the sake of this, just for my demos and stuff, just name it correctly. Right. So I think that's what I might do. Stretches. Stretch list. Neck. I think this is what I'll do. I'll organize them with just comments. Because I'm just going to purely input the data myself here. Leg. Chest. Oh, maybe upper body. Lower body. Whoa. Neck. Neck's an important one. Back. Oh wait. No, I meant to, yeah, do that. Oops. Arms. What else do we got? Init of stretch types naming sets, I guess. I don't know to name that. I like this app as someone who tries to stretch every day but likes guided routines. It would be perfect for me. And the way you laid out your timing screen reminds me of the Headspace app. Oh, really? Like the... Like this view here, you mean? I've never used the Headspace app and I've never seen it. I know of it. I think I've seen like ads or something, but I've never like actually used it or anything like that. Is this gonna load? Bro. Is this like this, you mean? This view here? And with the timer thing like that? I mean, I kind of like, I like this view here, this thing here. I'm happy with that. And I don't hate this. But I think someone told me it looked bad, so I was like, oh, well, you know, maybe I should do something with it. Oh, yeah. It's nice, right? Like, it's kind of looks relaxing. How is this initialized? I want to initialize this with sleep easy here, so we can see like the actual, like what it would look like. So it'll be left. I love how my data, can I pin that and look at this? Yeah. So I love how my data can just sit here and I can just fill it all out, and this will automatically just, why did I go to post gym there? It'll automatically just update everything. Like I can just work from here pretty much. I think the button and the typography need some help from a design perspective. Oh, okay. I made the button like just to be really fun. I wanted something that did that. Maybe I can just change the look of the button. I don't have to remove like the fun animation and stuff like that. Typography, yes, I agree too. It's just very basic right now. It is very basic. I mean, the look is what I mean, is like, aside from the the visual look of the text. I think the look of the style, I think, of the screen, I like it. It's pretty much what I was going for when I tried to make it, which is nice that it actually came out as what I wanted. So a lot of leg exercises. Back. All right, so that's organized, I think. Now I just need to do some research on which ones to include where. What's good for post gym? It's not going to be post gym. It's going to be like, I mean, yeah, there will be one for post gym, but post gym I think will actually have a ton of stretches in it, just like it kind of does now, but it'll have like, it'll be probably the longest one. Oh, that's the thing I had to add. Finally, I remembered. I have to set it up so, I'll write this down immediately. Where did I put my notes? Here. I need to set up system where certain, is this what I need actually? Certain stretches, this is along the lines of what I needed. Certain stretches run for different times. Is that what I needed? I don't know why my brain is not working right now on this thing. Because I think that might be something that I was going to set up, but I changed my mind on. Which is where I add like a 30-second timer, for example. Oh, you don't like the color of the button? I wonder what color, what could we... Should it be all caps? Or should it be all lowercase, maybe? I actually don't need that anymore. Where is my label? It's here, yeah. Ooh, I don't know. That's meant to be reset, actually. The color, perhaps. Yeah, you're... Because it can't go with everything, right? That's 100% true. Where did it go? So what I need is to... I made a custom background, but I could actually go with... I do want a capsule shape, but perhaps the background could actually be similar to the top thing. Ultra thin material. Like that. Is that better? No, no text, just a play icon. Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a cool idea. Can I... How would I add a system icon here? Let me think. I know what I need from SF symbols, but I think actually I figured it out. Yeah, I did. So let's see what we got with SF symbols. I'm a genius. I can figure things out. This is what happens when you stop using AI. You start to think. And you can actually do things. Play. Ooh, we got a lot of options here. Damn. Oh, maybe the circle? Copy name. Let's copy the name. Let's paste it here. System. System image. Is that right? Will that work? No. Hold on. Oh, right. I need it here. I think that should work. Wait, no. I messed something up. Wait. No, I know it's not that. I know that's not it. Hold on. Image, system name, timer, active. Otherwise, like this. There we go. Yeah! We are getting somewhere. And I want this one. Woohoo! Maybe just like a full-on circle. Alright, what would be any reset? Oh yeah, there should be an arrow, circle thing. Yeah, here. Like restart, right? Something like that. Oh my god. It's not working. Okay, there we go. Right, so that's awesome. Let's we don't need a frame, I don't think. Do we need a frame? No, we don't. Oh, okay. This is looking sick. Yeah. It's too small. It's definitely too small. System size 60? 50? The okay, that's better. Just curious what it looks like black. Not great. Oh, what if... Ooh, I have a weird idea. Oh wait, ultra thick. Oh? Well, it's almost the same as white, right? So. But with black background's kind of weird, right? Ultra thin material is better. To get that. Yeah, that's better. Damn. Okay, that's weird. When it swaps. Why does it do that? That's very strange. Very strange indeed. Scale effect. That should be fine. Okay, well, I don't know why that would do that. It should not move. Alright, oh my god, so dark in here. Jeez. Siri, put all the lights at 100%. Siri, put all the lights at 100%. Hello? Put all the lights at 100%. Finally. Okay, it's looking great, but tabbing that is a problem. Why would it be doing that? Why would it be doing that? If I just put padding here, still does it. So padding's not the issue. The font size? No. That's... weird. Very weird. So just gonna try and figure out the issue by turning things off here. Maybe maybe it's bigger than, maybe the image is just bigger. Okay, I know what to do to fix this. All I need to do is I have to add not padding but a frame. Let's go 20 and 20 and see. Nope, way too small. 50, 70, 70. No, too big. Maybe 50 and 50 is the one. 60. Maybe 55. Yeah. Okay, there's some weird bug here. What the heck? That is so weird. Thanks, Kanat. Hey, Kanat. Sorry, I missed your message. Does your play button have a white background around the icon and the replay button does not? No, because in this area here, in the image area, it has the exact same settings. It's just a singular image, but it flips between two different images here. But they should be the same size, I think. They're a specific Apple image. That's a sizing issue. Make sure both of them are set to the same size. Oh, wait. Does this mean I have to do a bunch more work and make it so... Does that mean I have to shrink the arrowhead? The arrow thing? Ooh. That means I wouldn't want to control sizing here. I would want to control... Oh, wait. Wait. I think I'm... Hold on. Am I a genius? I think I'm a genius. No, I am a genius, but I did it the reverse. Yes! It looks way better. I think it's it is a sizing issue with the actual thing. Oh. I'm gonna consider that fixed. I'm gonna consider that fixed. I mean, you can't. I wish the circular thing was centered and rather not the arrow, which it's kind of weird. But unless can you offset it? 10. Oh, X. Wait, how do you use offset? Hold on, I don't know how to use offset. Ah, here we go. 10, 10. See what it does. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Yeah. This is it. I'm getting excited. Solving problems. Basic problems, but solving them. So we want 0 here and -1 here. -0.5. Let's try -1 and remove width and put timer active question mark. No. It doesn't go there. It goes in height. My bad. What am I thinking? Timer active question mark -1, otherwise 0. Oh, you need width? Okay. 0. Fine. Oh! We've done it! Yes! We've done it! It's now absolutely perfect. Just for shits and giggles, let's put that. Maybe that's even better. Or maybe 2, I don't know. Yeah, 2, that's fine. Oh, man. Now we can actually make it... Hold on, we can actually... Maybe we can just make this 50 now. Maybe the offset was the problem. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna... Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, it's definitely... No, it's definitely too big. Definitely way too big. Yes! Oh my god. We've done it. We've done it! Time to click this a billion times. Holy shit. Code BF 2042 to be better, yeah, true. I'll make a Swift version of... I'll make an iOS version of Battlefield 2042 and make it better than Battlefield 2042. Holy shit, I can't believe we did it. Why do I have so many text messages? Hold on, something's happening. My sister. Oh, okay, it wasn't... Thankfully it wasn't something important. Okay. I missed a bunch of messages. Holy shit, we've done it. Okay, now that looks way better. Way better. Now let's see what that looks like in another thing here. Like just colors wise. Post gym. Oh yeah. See, the button background changes a bit to fit the color scheme. So I love that. That's awesome. Damn, that button is perfect. French kiss? No. That's wrong. What is the word for it? Chef's kiss. A French kiss? What the hell? It's not. Clip that. Somebody clip that. Oh my god. Holy. Holy sheesh. Okay. So. Oh man. Cool. I'm gonna separate this bit. Okay, I've been live for Chef's Kiss. French Kiss. Check out Glass Morphism if you haven't ever heard of it. Reminds me of the theme you have going on here. Alright, I'll check that. Hold on. Glass Morphism. Yo, I designed this style to create a frosted glass-like effect. Oh, even that screen is not working. My Safari screen is not working. Hold on. There you go. Oh yeah, this is awesome. I love this. Yeah, I really love the glass-like style here. It's actually awesome. Maybe I should incorporate this style properly. And, you know, like this kind of thing, have a background kind of, you know, with something on it, and then have like a little like glass thing in there that like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have this this is the style of the app that's going to have. Thank you, you absolute genius, Ribbon. Let's incorporate that into here. We're doing it. With some transparency and blur. Yeah, definitely. 100%. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're not doing it now, but we are going to do it. Yeah, definitely. Some random stuff in the background. We're going to do that. Okay, so I've been live for almost 4 hours now, and I actually need to eat. And then I need to go do some Uber Eats work. So, I unfortunately I'm gonna have to take a break. I had to make all my notes before I left here. But yeah, I'm just gonna go make some pasta, and I actually made my own vegan cheese for a mac and cheese meal, I guess. So I'm gonna use that. Chef's kiss, not French kiss. You know what? That's actually so funny that I want to, I'm gonna make, like, okay, look at this real quick in the chat. I have this emoji here. That's like my emoji for my, my live. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I want to do more, but I need food and I need money at the same time, and I can't, like, I'm doing this while I, you know, trying to live. So yeah, otherwise I would be coming on more. But yeah, like that's my emoji that I first made a long time ago, and my theme was like flamingo related, and this is supposed to be baby flamingo. So it's really random for me, but I just had it left over so I just put it into my thing. But you know what? Now I'm gonna add some weird ass, like lips. What are these called? Like emotes? Yeah, I'm gonna add like a lips. I'm gonna make a lips emote with like a tongue coming out to reference this this French kiss moment. gonna... Does this work? Testing? No. Remind me to make a French kiss emote for YouTube Live. Alright, there we go. Cool. That's gonna be weird, but I think it's gonna be funny. Alright guys, thank you so much for being here. It was awesome to talk to you all. I will very likely be on again tomorrow, especially if it's raining, because if it's raining, I won't be doing my day job, so I'll be able to be on here. So that'll be cool. But I probably will be on in the morning. Around 9-ish, 10 maybe, something like that, my time, which I don't know what time that'll be for you guys, but you'll probably see me on if it's earlier in the day for you. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you in my next stream if you guys come in. Otherwise, take care everyone, and yeah, have a good night or early morning for you, perhaps. I don't know for all of you, but some of you I know you said it was early, so. All right, see you guys.